The WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange, is set to find out today if he has won a reprieve in his last-ditch UK legal battle to avoid extradition to the United States. The Australian national is seeking permission to appeal a ruling that could see him sent to face a U.S. trial on espionage charges. Here's more now from his wife, Stella Assange.
We hope that the courts do the right thing today and find in Julian's favor. But if they don't, we will take an emergency injunction. We will seek an emergency injunction from the European Court of Human Rights.
Well, the two High Court judges in London handling Assange's request adjourned the case in March, asking U.S. government lawyers to return with, quote, satisfactory assurances that he would not face the death penalty if convicted. For the very latest on this, from London, let's bring in France 24's Benedicte Paviot. Benedicte, we just heard Assange's wife there a moment ago speaking at the Royal Court of Justice. The decision is coming out later today, but there has been quite a lot of commotion there outside the Royal Court of Justice. Tell us a bit more about what's going on there.
Yes, so we're back at the High Court outside the Royal Courts of Justice here in London in the Strand area, and there are a lot of very noisy protesters who've been here since early this morning voicing their displeasure, their frustration, anger at the fact that Julian Assange is back in court, still in that legal limbo of not knowing whether he's going to be extradited excuse me, or not. Is his extradition imminent? That is what everybody is waiting to find out. So we've had speeches this morning here, in fact, amongst others, by Julian Assange's brother. There was also the former leader of the Labour opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, and also representative of the International Federation of Journalists, also representing the National Union of Journalists, because they are fearful that Julian will be extradited, and they are worried about that he's risking his life, because we know that he has his health, mental and physical, has deteriorated, and that he was deemed to be a suicide risk. Of course, meanwhile, he has been for the last 5 years in the high-security Belmarsh prison here in London, so a lot is expected. The hearing has just started, and although Julian Assange, the co-founder of WikiLeaks, was allowed to attend either in person or via video link, we understand that he is not in court and not on a video link because he's just not well enough.
Benedicte, Julian Assange's legal battle has been going on for over a decade now. Why is today such an important one in that battle?
It has indeed been going on for some 13 years. We've been there since day one, when he went for that interview to Scotland Yard and got arrested. And of course, in between that, he then, having lost his initial battles in the British judicial system, having had an extradition trial, and he lost that. Then the High Court, he lost that. The Supreme Court, he lost that. We are back here in the High Court. And the reason it's so significant is that if the United States is deemed to have provided enough assurances that he can get a fair trial if extradited to the United States, then it would be the end of his judicial legal battle here in the United Kingdom. His only recourse, and the defence and indeed his wife Stella Assange have made it very clear, they would then immediately apply to the European Court of Human Rights, the ECHR, and try and get an injunction to stop that extradition. So this is really very high stakes. If, on the contrary, it is deemed that he wins, then he would get a full appeal, and that legal situation then would take maybe some months, maybe a year, for him to have that full hearing, which is what he and his team want, because they believe they have exposed, really, during the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, human rights abuses. This is categorically denied by the United States.
Benedicte, thank you for that. Benedicte Paviot in London.